Layla had been planning to confront Peter on the situation, especially since he had been acting so strangely, but before she could even get to him, he had already run away. "Come on, Aaron, let's go find out what he's hiding," Layla said. But as she took a few steps forward, she noticed that Aaron wasn't following her. As Earl's body landed on the drum, the number started to rise until it eventually stopped at 20. The group watching this knew she was strong, but the machine had only confirmed their fears. However, she didn't care. She then placed both of her hands on the ground, and a trail of ice started to appear, traveling across the floor, eventually reaching the group's legs and freezing them all in place. "Now, which one of you is going to tell me what I want to know first?" Aaron said. "Wait, I'll tell you everything. I don't know where Peter is. He was meant to meet us here a while ago, but he never showed up. Peter, we're not sure exactly what happened, but we heard he pushed Vorden into a portal. That's all we know. We don't know why Quinn is missing as well." Of course, Earl was the one who was behind everything. He and his group had given Peter the instructions to push Vorden into the portal. When they had heard the news that 2 students were missing and confirmed Vorden was one of them, they thought Peter had done what he asked. Unknown to them, Peter hadn't actually pushed Vorden, but Quinn instead. "The ice will melt in a couple of hours, or maybe someone in the room with an ability can help you. That's your punishment for making me wait, instead of telling this girl what she wanted straight away." As Aaron walked off, exiting out of the training center, Layla quickly followed behind her. "Thanks for that." "That wasn't for you. I just hate it when guys think they're better than us. Better show people like that their place." Just then, though, as the 2 of them were about to exit through the doors, the door opened inward and a familiar face was seen. It was Peter. Peter went running off, but Aaron had reached out and grabbed him by the collar, pulling him back. She then slammed him up against the wall. Before he could even think about running away again, she placed her hands on his and started to freeze him. "Peter, tell us the truth. Did you really push Vorden into the portal?" she asked. "What are you going to do, hit me?" Peter replied. "Because trust me, I have already had my fair share of pain. Whatever you plan to do to me, go ahead." Aaron then started to form a small little needle-shaped ice pick in her hand. "Really, I'm sure there are a few places I could stick this in which would leave you wishing you'd kill yourself." "Peter, I thought they were your friends. You know, every day Quinn would ask about how you were to me. Why didn't you just tell him, or even just tell us what was happening?" "You don't know what would happen if I told you guys. You go beat them up, then what? They would just come back for revenge. But do you think they would go after you, Aaron, or Vorden? No, of course not. They would go after me." Peter then started to break down into tears. "I didn't want to do it. I didn't have a choice." Layla had clenched her fist and was ready to punch Peter in the face. Seeing Peter's tearful face, she dropped her hand down to her side. "You're not even worth hitting, Peter. You disgust me." She then turned and walked off and had one last word. "You always have a choice." Inside one of the meeting rooms located in the first-year building, a meeting had been called. Currently sitting at the head of the table was Nathan, and by his side was Faye, who had been in charge of the investigation of the missing 2 students. As they waited, several other teachers started to enter the room. Dell, who was Vorden and Quinn's homeroom teacher, Leo, who was the beast weapons teacher, and finally Haley, the school's doctor. "Faye, would you please inform the others of why they have been called here today?" Nathan asked. Faye then stood up with a report held in her hand. "As you have been made aware, 2 of our students have gone missing, and due to that, we have had to delay the first year's outing. However, if this was a simple missing persons case, we would not have called you all out here today." Faye then pressed a button on her controller, and a hologram appeared, revealing a certain planet, and around it, there were 2 moons.
Want to watch more episodes of my vampire system? Follow Pocket FM Fantasy Chronicles. You can watch the next episode here in the playlist.